90 Day Fiancé star Julia Trubkina seemed controversial at first, when she traveled from Russia to live with Brandon Gibbs at Hummingbird Acres Farm, but over time, she shed her entitled image, showing the world how strong and resourceful she is. However, the kind of independence that she's displaying lately could hurt or help her relationship. When a partner starts changing a lot, a romance can shift on its axis. It can become something different, for better or worse. Right now, Julia's promoting Kingdom of Dogs, her new subscription box service, and adding products for cats. Meanwhile, Brandon's trying to prioritize wellness after living with panic attacks, as he focuses on things that are good for his mind, body and spirit, including workouts at a local gym. She pivots, positioning herself as someone who may be able to take care of him for a while if he's not doing well. He's always been there for his wife, and now, she's doing all she can to boost their financial stability with a fun company that's all about pampering fur babies. At first, Julia seemed like a gold digger. She came to Russia and then she complained. In the 90DF franchise, I've seen this pattern before. A woman comes from Eastern Europe, or another country where life can be hard for some, and wants the kind of Hollywood lifestyle she's read about online and seen on TV. Quite often, partners of these women end up unhappy, as they can never provide enough wealth and glamour to satisfy their spouses. However, it wasn't that simple. Julia later admitted that although being forced to sleep in separate bedrooms was awful and cruel to such a young couple, but Betty feared that Julia would become pregnant. She wasn't forced to do farm chores, she chose to. Also, although Julia wanted things like their own apartment, and they did make this happen eventually, she does seem to care about Brandon. In fact, the former go-go dancer had a hard time keeping her hands off her partner, even with Betty and Ron glowering nearby. She's feisty, she's opinionated. Julia isn't afraid, and that's probably why she's been considered a villain. But who would really be different? Who wouldn't want to sleep with their partner in the same house, or get their own place, or want more from life? These things are human. Gold diggers wait to get what they want, but often won't wait very long. Instead of asking Brandon to hand her everything, Julia is building a life of her own. That's a good thing. But what does it mean for their relationship? It could go either way. Independence is one of the most intoxicating things. It's power, the power to do things alone, to make it alone. Too much independence can be bad. It can create a mindset where a person won't ask for help. It can harden a person, making them more emotionally unreachable. On the flip side, independence can create a truly healthy romance, one where a person isn't with their partner for money, or a place to sleep, or jewelry, or whatever. Julia stayed with Brandon for years. They have had problems, but she hasn't left. A lot of 90DF partners from other countries hit the road once they're established in America. Pedro Jimeno did that, so did Michael Ilasanmi. The fact that she's still with Brandon even though their romance isn't perfect is actually to her credit. She's sticking it out with someone and trying to weather all the storms. So, maybe Julia's been judged too much. Julia and Brandon have clashed, as seen in the clip above. However, they've kept going as a duo. While her husband lives with mental health issues, she's shoring up another part of their life. If she's doing that to take pressure off of him, that's very romantic. It is admirable. And maybe she is. Brandon's been the primary breadwinner for a while, and everyone who's worn that hat knows that the burden can be heavy. To carry that responsibility is easier for some people than others, but there is always pressure. If Brandon knows that Julia's making money from her business, maybe he won't feel so stressed. Maybe it will help him to relax. What we do to make our loved ones' lives better is everything. However, there's always the possibility that Julia's branching out because she wants to feel financially secure amid problems in her relationship. She might feel like she has more choices if she makes her own money. The more cash, the more options. So far, she's shown that she wants to be with Brandon. Even when their romance hits turbulence, she keeps making an effort. Even when Brandon posts revenge body stuff online, touting the results of his workouts. The voiceover for his post was about a revenge body, and that usually denotes a post-split glow-up. He may not have meant anything by it, but it was a bit concerning. He must have known what the phrase revenge body means. Above, Julia shares an Instagram post about her business, looking quite proud to be an entrepreneur. She's got enough personality and drive to make it work. I feel certain that Julia will succeed. She's always had a steely quality, a strength that I can feel, and her natural confidence will help her to hit the target as she markets products that are just for pet owners. Hopefully, the duo are enjoying life together. Being in the spotlight can take a toll, and Julia deserves to monetize her fame as best she can. It's smart to leverage that, lots of celebrities do, and some build empires. Maybe she'll do the same. If her business takes off, and she stays with Brandon, it's a good sign. It means the 90-Day Fiancé star was always in it for love. Julia could be more romantic than people realize, willing to change her life to ease her partner's stress. If that's what she's doing, he's a lucky man.